I first started to study St. Paul in college, but it was only after I joined the Daughters of St. Paul that I really learned what Paul was all about, because I met Mother Paula Cadero, who was the first daughter of St. Paul to come from Italy to the United States. And she was alive with Paul's spirit. I mean, she was this humble but energetic woman who would do anything to preach the gospel with the media. So at that time we were doing audio cassettes and, of course, books and radio and anything new. We started a video studio at that time. And she was so alive. She really modeled St. Paul and used his words so often that it was just like he was in another room, the room next door, not in heaven already, but with us. And I really took that in and felt very close to Paul, so that when I read his writings, he was writing to me, and he was talking about my life and the life of the church now, the challenges, the struggles, the joys of living in community and trying to do God's work with the people around me and with my own gifts and my own limitations. So that was a very strong experience I had at 18, 19, 20, all for the first years of my religious life. In 1991, I was on pilgrimage in Rome, and it was great because the bus driver let us out on this old road that was the Appian Way. It was the road that Paul used to walk into the city. And the stones were really big, and it was beautiful scenery all around us. And quietly, prayerfully, I made that walk toward the city of Rome, thinking about what it was like for Paul, who came in chains between Roman soldiers and would have entered the city as an apostle, full of his love for Jesus Christ, and yet not knowing what his fate was when he would go before the emperor. And that day was so strong an experience of Paul walking beside me and of me walking beside Paul as his daughter. You know, Father, what would it be like to be you, to be an apostle, and to walk beside you as you were entering the city of Rome? And I got such a strong feeling that he wanted me there beside him, and he wanted to walk beside me in the work of the apostolate, in giving the gospel to people today. So much so that I've always felt his presence and his protection in the apostolate, in our efforts to bring the gospel in whatever means to people of today. And I've relied on his help. He is quite a powerful protector and helper. I've relied on his experience and his own love of the Lord, which you find so readily in the epistles of St. Paul. And it's always been a strong experience of God to read his letters, to hear his own experience come through, and to realize that I'm so connected to that experience and that love of the Lord that Paul had.